back in the studio, and I'm going to introduce you to Jason Healey, who's with Dining Services. He's going to bring us up to date on what's going on and have some requests from our residents. So welcome, Jason.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like you said, I'm going to go over kind of some things that we have upcoming here in October, and then some questions that we've gotten either through comment cards or people addressing us, you know, kind of one-on-one. I just want to go over with just so everyone is aware.
Great.
First thing I want to say is if you are in the restaurants this week or around, just say thank you to the staff. This is actually National Food Service Workers Week, okay. So we'll be celebrating our entire culinary and servers and everyone this week, doing different things for them throughout the week. As administration saying thank you, but it's great when the residents say thank you as well.
Okay.
So
we'll try to remember that.
That sounds great. We are having our Dining Services Directors Focus Group meeting. That's going to be Wednesday the 3rd. And this time we're actually going to do it in Hunters Crossing Conference Center. We're going to try to do it in different locations. We've done it in the theater for the past couple months, and it's been great. It's a great venue, but I know some people who've wanted to come, but maybe the distance was a little bit too far. So we're going to try different locations so we can have some new faces come out and let us know how they're feeling about their dining experience. We have the October birthdays. We'll be celebrating the 10th, which is a Wednesday, in all the dining rooms. The 16th, we'll be doing Movie on the Green. We're showing A Quiet Place. The doors open at 6 p.m. The movie starts at 7. Sign up required. You can contact Phyllis to RSVP for that.
I understand that those that have gone to that think it's marvelous.
It's great. It's actually, you know, we've done a couple, and now other communities are starting to do it as well. It's really great, you know, especially if the weather's anything like it was this past weekend.
Yeah.
It should be fabulous. And we also, you know, have a rain out location inside, which worked well the last time we did it, but really we're hoping for great weather and everyone come out. And if for some reason, you know, you're not interested in using your flex meal for the food that we provide, the movie is free. So you can just come and show up just for the movie. So come out and enjoy. The 19th, we are kind of combining our lobby treats with the breast cancer walk that'll be happening on campus. So we're going to have pink cookies in all the locations, and the times will be determined kind of around the walk throughout the community. So we're figuring out if you want sugar beforehand or afterhand, but something to help you get an extra little step in. That 19th, that Friday also, we're going to be celebrating Oktoberfest in all of the dining rooms with Oktoberfest and German kind of themed menus. So come out, should be great. I know the chefs are really excited about it.
Will there be anything for the lunch crowd?
Yeah, we'll have some specials for lunch as well. We typically won't suspend all of lunch, but we'll have some specials available during lunch. Also, too, just to note, if you've been in the bistro over the last couple weeks, you would notice that we actually changed up the beers we have on tap. We actually went with all local, so they're all local breweries. So if you're into craft beer, I would recommend trying it out, or if family or friends come to visit you, swing by and grab a pint. One is actually Fairwinds, which is actually brewed here in Springfield, and it's a veteran-owned business, so we're a big support of them. And then we have a brewery out of Warrington, which actually has a great Oktoberfest beer that's on tap now, so I do recommend trying to get that before it runs out. On the 22nd of Monday, we will be having our Jefferson Town Hall meeting. That's 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then on Halloween, the 31st, Wednesday, we'll have Halloween themed menus throughout, and we'll make sure we have some lunch specials as well.
Good.
So keeping all that in mind, that's kind of the major events we have going on in October. But some of the things I wanted to discuss that got brought up, I had a couple people who were upset thinking that we had changed lemonade. There was another product that people thought we changed. We typically keep the same products that we use. Now, sometimes the people we buy them from run out, and so they send us a substitute because and when we get those, it's typically that's really the only option we have to use, or we don't have it at all. So we typically offer the substitute, and we take feedback from the residents. This particular lemonade wasn't good, so obviously we're not going to switch to it. That was never really our intention, and we got the next day, we got the next supply in. But that's just an example of many things that sometimes people go, someone once said the chocolate cake isn't the same way it was, and I found out that we ended up changing because they stopped making the chocolate cake. The bakery, I don't know if it went out of business or whatever it was, but whoever we got it from stopped making it, so we got another one in. And so sometimes that happens, so always ask us, and we'll let you know. And sometimes too, it works out really well where a substitute product comes in and people like it better than what we are currently getting, and then so we'll make those changes. One thing too gets brought up a lot. So the new comment cards, I think for the most part, are going over well. With the ability to fill in numbers to rank service and cleanliness and quality of food, we've gotten good responses there. One of the things that I let people know is it really across the board, because we get to see those numbers frequently, and they're entered in every day or two, and they're entered in a lot faster than the handwritten type comments. We're able to make adjustments and changes when we see the numbers kind of sway.
The comment I've heard on that is people say, well, it's better than a 4, but it's not quite a 5.
So with that ranking system, and there's two things with that. One, my first comment would be, we get a lot of people who write very lengthy notes on how great the service was or how great the food was, but then they'll rank everything a 1. So I do kind of recommend people, 1 is bad, 5 is good. Now some people go with the mentality of a 5 is perfection. That everything is perfect, and I would not sit here and tell you I believe you're going to have 365 meals throughout the course of the year and all of them be perfect. What really it is, you got to look at it as a weighted scale. And now my wife's a teacher, so I use a lot of her examples. And so think about when you're in school. A 5 really means it's 81 to 100.
So it's an A.
That's an A, that's a B. When I went to school, that was actually a C+. So a 4 would really be like a C- or below. And so if you kind of think about it in that mentality, how was it? And one of the things too is, and the comment cards are a lot like the survey that residents take and employees take too. For us, the number is really saying, hey, how did that team that night when you filled your comment card do? Were they present? Were they on top of it? Were they doing a good job? And that kind of ranks the service, the quality, and all that. Now, if you don't like the chicken stir fry you had for dinner, now maybe you just didn't care for it, it was too spicy or something to that regard. That's where the comment section and filling out that detailed information really works. Because there's a handful I've gotten back, and we know some people are great, they fill one out almost every time they dine with us. Some people very infrequently, and we kind of, it becomes on our radar, especially if someone never fills one out and they fill one out and the numbers are really low, but there's no comment. We actually go and try to follow up. What was wrong? And that's how we find out a lot of times, my server got our order wrong, or the kitchen, I wanted a well-done steak and it was more medium, and I couldn't eat it. And that's where I usually bring in the comment of, did you let the manager or supervisor or someone know? We always want to fix things when the issue happens. After the fact, it's kind of challenging for us. I mean, we can go back and coach people, but one of the things, because it was a suggestion that was up to us, is in a lot of the restaurants, you'll see these boards off to the side. And for a while, I think they were kind of empty or sporadic. There's more information in them now. So you're going to see one on the top, photos of everyone on the management team. That's the front of the house and back of the house, because we really believe as managers and supervisors, we're all responsible for all areas.
Well, also, I think people don't want to hit up the server, because the servers, it's not their fault if something's wrong in the kitchen.
No.
So I think they're hesitant, but if you ask the server, I really am unhappy with this, may I see the manager?
Correct.
Rather than blaming the server.
Correct. I think that's the big key is let us know, because we go and we try to talk to as many tables as possible, but depending on the night, sometimes the table gets missed. So letting your server know, hey, you know, I'm not 100% satisfied. And the same thing too. It was great. I had someone pull me, a server was like, hey, this table would like to speak with you. So I went to the table, how is everything? And their response was, we just want to let you know, this is great. We love this special. Can we get it on the menu the next time you write a new menu? That's great information for us too. So we like to hear all of it, and you know, we want that feedback. So really have that communication. And you mentioned the servers, and one of the things I do, I've had many conversations over the last couple months with residents about is we have a very large new server class. And we really did kind of look more for the younger servers, because we know if they're coming in at 15, we get 2.5, sometimes up to 3 years of them working here with us. And that's really the ultimate goal, because we had a lot of longtime servers leave this past summer. And what we really want is, you know, number one, great service, but two, to have that relationship. And that's what I think really kind of makes our experience very positive when it happens. One of the things I will say is I think they're doing a great job and they learn very well, but sometimes culturally they're not as outgoing, and a lot of people said, well, the last servers we had were really outgoing. Those, you know, most of them worked over 13, 14, almost 1,500 hours, and you're remembering how they were. Now, if you remember them maybe 3 years prior, they're a little bit shyer, they're a little bit quieter, they're nervous, you know, they don't want to make mistakes. They're great students and they're great employees, but there's a period of time. So that's where also too letting us know
they have to build their confidence.
Build confidence, and we try to work with them, and we, you know, and that's where that feedback comes. And I completely agree. I would not personally make any complaints or issues with the server. I would just very quickly say, hey, can I speak to one of the managers or supervisors? You're doing a great job, but I have a question about something. So it doesn't make them alarmed, and then we can take care of the issue and problem. So I think, you know, those are a lot of the big things that we have going on. So.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. You've given us something to think about.
Good. That's our ultimate goal.
So let's hope people will respond and let you know.
That's all we really want, is that good communication.
Just remember, if you have a complaint, don't hesitate to say anything, but do ask for the manager. Don't take it out on the server.
Yeah, always ask for the manager, and we'll gladly jump in and help out.
Right.